I've got my proof right here. What? This evidence shows the victim's body couldn't have been moved in the time allotted. I assume it's the autopsy report? According to your witness, the defendant spent 1 minute alone in the back room. When the witness entered, she saw the victim standing over the body. Where it can be seen in the diagram. I'm with you so far, yeah. Ah, I believe I understand your point. As do I. Well, actually, I'm a bit lost. The issue is with the victim's autopsy report, which clearly states an important fact. There was 1 whole minute between the stabbing and the victim's death. Even if the defendant stabbed her as soon as he entered the room, there'd be no time to move the body afterwards. Well said. So then that means... Oh, what does that mean? Well, something else must be going on here. Your theory, Mr. Von Karma, is extremely unlikely. Ah, likelihood. What a totally useless concept. One thing matters in a court of law, attorney. Hard evidence. And at present, all the evidence points to the defendant. The victim didn't end up hiding behind the bar? Yeah, it's weird, but it's not decisive. No one asked you! Oh, Cassie. Much as the case built on unlikely actions bothers me, I cannot see any other explanation for the incident. Damn it. I'm almost convinced the judge, but much as I hate to admit it, Von Karma's right. Got suppositions and not much else. Whether Miss Wolf really hid behind the bar, or whether her body was moved. I told myself I wouldn't think like this. Ben's innocent, so something else must have happened in that room. Shall I tell you what happened? It's quite simple. The victim assumed that merely hiding in the back room would not be enough, and it was not. That is the only possibility. But that's not what happened. I'm afraid I must agree with the prosecution. Hold on a second. There's gotta be another possibility. One that could explain everything. There is? Well, what is it? Haven't gotten quite that far. It is far too late for excuses. Another possibility exists, or it does not. If you claim it does, you must be prepared to tell us what it is. Well, Miss Bloom, you are prepared, aren't you? Aren't you? Yes. Yes, of course. Really? Don't start, bucko. All the unlikely things you say the victim did, Mr. Von Karma, like not bothering to hide where she was supposed to be hiding, can be explained. Totally. You don't sound like you have your ducks in a row yet, Miss Bloom. Bloom. Oh, it's Bloom. And I know what I'm doing. No, you do not, girl. If you can explain, attorney, I'm happy to do it for you. He knows, doesn't he? He knows what I'm going to say. Jeez. I don't even know what I'm going to say. You're up again, defense. Time to fill us in on your alternate theory. I'm ready. Not. Obviously, the other possibility is... the other possibility makes sense with everything we know is... well, the victim wanted to die. The victim was asleep. The victim was already dead. Clearly the victim was already dead. I think the victim was... Hang on a second. I think you might have gotten something wrong. Something big. You've caught on, haven't you? That's no light accusation, defense. I'll have you know I'm renowned for my thoroughness. Yes, you are. Somehow I doubt that. Look, there's one very simple reason why the victim didn't hide behind the bar. Same reason she didn't try to leave or get help or talk to any of the other employees. Yes? Just like my client says. By the time he found the body, the victim was already dead. What? Yeah. I propose that the victim was lying dead in the back room before 8 o'clock. She wasn't hiding because her corpse had been left out in the middle of the floor. Oh yeah, she wasn't hiding because her corpse had been left out in the middle of the floor. But Cass, hang on. So, this is what you believe, is it? Evidence? Well, we'll need some proof of this, of course. Do you have any, Miss Bloom? Proof? No, not quite. But, isn't it weird that the autopsy report is missing the time of death? Yes, it is. Care to shed some light on that, Detective Faith? Hey, don't pin this on me. I actually asked forensics about this very thing, believe it or not. Wild, huh? Couldn't figure out the time of death, apparently. Not about the temperature in the casino, I guess. And you didn't think to tell us about this beforehand? What, like that's gotta be my job all of a sudden? Oh, buddy. That literally is her job. I mean, when you put it that way. This is your first strike, Detective. You get 3 before I file a formal recommendation for your firing. Ooh, ow. Reckless incompetence shall not be tolerated. Ugh. One thing's clear. The idea that the victim could have died before 8 o'clock is entirely possible. As possible as anything you've said so far, Von Karma. That, dear attorney, is where you're wrong. As always, you young people choose to overlook the details. It happens, however, that in the case you have chosen to ignore something glaring, that you don't even realize it. You are a fool and you don't even realize you're a fool. You don't have to believe my theory, but you can't deny it's plausible, right? You can't suspect Ben beyond a reasonable doubt. And you have evidence that Miss Wolf died at 8 o'clock. I have no need for evidence. Or have you forgotten your own client's words? What? That damn smirk. Can't keep it off his face. Recall Mr. Bloom's earliest statements to our court. He claims to have seen the victim just after 8 o'clock. Ooh. Surely you aren't yet again trying to paint him as a liar. Damn it. Totally forgot. Ben, I need you to think carefully about this, okay? Did you really see her? I know what I saw, Cass. Isn't there some way to prove it? No, damn it. Even if you did see her, I gotta come up with a convincing lie. I can all hear you, Miss Blue. Oops. You sure it couldn't say have been some other lady with dark hair? And you said you only saw her from the back, right? I guess. It could have been someone else, but... I believe this matter calls for a little more deliberation. Defendant, do you mind moving to the witness stand? Your testimony could prove valuable. Ooh. Yes, Your Honor. Right away. I trust my client, but I think he may be mistaken. Perhaps we shall see how far that trust can be bent. Yes. What do you have in mind, Von Karma? Defendant, please come to the stand. Oh! We're sharing the space? Well, this is definitely an arrangement. Detective, there's some reason you haven't left the stand. It's official police protocol to keep an eye on the defendant, even in the courtroom. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. But I like the attention. You think I'll be fine on my own, Detective? Yeah, you say that till you make a run for it, and it's my butt on the line. I believe we were in the middle of something. Your story, Defendant. You claim to have seen the victim alive that night, while your attorney claims that would have been impossible. Yeah? Yes. Allow me to explain, Your Honor. Very well. Your testimony, then. Are we actually gonna get some... I'm really curious if we're going to get some DGS testimony elements in here. Even if they're rudimentary. If they've managed to do anything like that in Ace Attorney Online, that'll be really impressive. I saw her. Look, I know it sounds weird, but I swear I saw her that night. It's true that I only ever saw her from the back, but I knew she was scheduled for Sting that night, so I figured that she was going to be there. Oh, none of the casino's employees reported seeing her at that point. It's entirely possible that they just missed her. Huh. I see. You're electing not to change your story then, defendant. Thanks for making my job harder, cuz. So, defendant, you contend that a third party murdered the victim. And to be a minute that she was out of your sight. I know how it sounds. Really, I do. I swear I saw her. Please don't be lying to me, Ben. You can still get out of this. I hope. Defense, please begin the cross-examination and settle this. We cannot continue. Understood, Your Honor. I really don't need this right now. It's all. Look, I know it sounds weird, but I swear I saw her on that night. At the very least, that did have the sort of testimony interactions of that game. It does sound weird, doesn't it? Especially since you're the only one who says they saw her. But it's true. I have no idea why no one else saw her there. Perhaps you're considering rethinking your blind faith in this man, attorney. And that scumbag's loving every minute of this. But you believe me, don't you, Cass? I don't know what I believe. It's true that I only ever saw her from the back, but... Tell me something, then. Would you have any idea who you saw was Miss Wolf? Jeez, Cass. Being a little harsh, no? A little bit. That's my job. Yeah, because you're being an idiot. At least work with me here. You'd kindly quit yelling at your client, defense. Look, if you really want to know, the reason I thought it was missing me, well... It's rare. Hang on a second. Why do I get the feeling he's coming up with an excuse right now? I knew she was scheduled to sing that night, so I figured she was going to be there. Okay. Scratch that. And that's your entire reasoning for thinking the lady you saw was the victim? Well, yeah. I guess that's it. That's pretty flimsy, Ben. I'm growing bored of this, attorney. Expose your client's feeble lies, post-haste. We certainly should move on from this sooner rather than later, Miss Bloom. What Ben's saying definitely doesn't add up. The question is why? Or what did he really see that night? None of the casino employees reported seeing her at that point. So none of the employees in the hallway saw the victim. That's right, Miss Bloom. Ben's the only one whose testimony places Miss Wolf at the scene. That's right, Miss Bloom. And not a single person in the entire casino seems to have seen her that night? That's right, Miss Bloom. Thank you, Detective. That's all I needed. That's right, Miss Bloom. Buddy. Not even the people out on the floor saw her at that. Ooh. I wonder if there's a reason for that. It's entirely possible that they just missed her. Is that really true, Detective? With regards to the people in the hallway, yeah, I guess so. That's what Mr. Von Karma said, at least. You are almost humorously simple-minded, Detective. My conclusion is the obvious one, that Mr. Bloom is the killer. Don't conflate the two claims, imbecile. Moving on. Harsh, huh? I don't want to think he's lying, but if he's telling the truth, then that complicates matters. There's another possibility. He's mistaken. He didn't see what he thought he saw. Just need to prove it. How do I prove it, though? I never saw her from the back. Oh. Is it possible we confused her with the other singer? I mean, that means... I think that's what we're getting at. We need the employee schedule. No, we don't need that. Let's see the penalties, then. This evidence shows there's a clear contradiction here. I fail to see how it does anything of the sort. I must agree with Mr. Von Karman offense. Your own client is on the stand. There's no room for error. Hopefully this penalty will get through to you. I get it already. Jeez. I need to fall back and take a different approach, I guess. Okay, that didn't work. Oh, to sing that. Oh, this is where we need to present the schedule. Yeah, Ben. Why? Why won't you just tell me the truth? I don't understand, Cass. Yes. What inane ideas have you chosen to blubber about now? Must admit, I haven't even been listening for the past few minutes. Oh, I believe you had a problem with your client's testimony? You said Miss Wolf was scheduled to sing that night, Ben. We've got the schedule right here. Any idiot could take a look at it. See that some lady named Golden Voice was the singer scheduled for that night. Wait, what? Then why? Why'd you think the victim was scheduled to sing? I just... Judge! This debacle should give you a fairly clear idea of the defendant's character. It's simply not enough for him to stalk and murder the lover who spurned him. No, indeed. He then chooses to lie about it to his own lawyer, to his own cousin. Don't use our relationship to your advantage, you twerp. I'm not lying. I'm not. What's really going on here? I'm not sure I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt any longer, Mr. Bloom. Speak as though any doubt truly remained. Admit your guilt before any more time is wasted. This is suspicious. Wait, hang on! Your Honor, there are a lot of questions we still haven't answered. And I think my client could help us shed some light on them. But you have to work with me, Ben. Please! But, Look, we know that the victim wasn't on the schedule to sing. So please just tell me the reason you thought the person you saw was her. I swear it was an honest mistake. We did think she was on the schedule that night. But, you're right. There was another reason. Her ribbon. The person I saw was wearing a pink ribbon in her hair that I recognized as Misty's. And you didn't think telling us this might make your story more credible? That's the thing. I didn't think it'd be smart to say anything about it. So I went to the back room and saw the body. The ribbon was gone. Gone? Yeah, she wasn't wearing it. I figured it'd be pointless to say it was why I recognized her. It seems you're unable to prove your claim, then. Has this court convened for the sole purpose of wasting my time? Yes, it has, actually. Mention all important details at the start of your testimony, you useless fool! Mr. Von Karma. The pink ribbon the defendant refers to is this one, of course. That certainly looks like a pink ribbon. Hey, that's it! You just had it with you this whole time? It was found in the victim's pocket, along with the rest of her personal effects. That seems weird. I thought it was irrelevant to the case, and so neglected to mention it. However, it at least proves that Mr. Bloom saw the victim alive just before he murdered her. It certainly proves that it was remarkably easy to convince our suspect here that his ex was in the building at the time, or it might be proof that someone was posing as the victim after her death. That seems more likely. And is it something else weird about what I just proved? suppose that wraps this cross-examination up, then. The client seems to have proven your own theory wrong, defense. No, it's not over. I believe I just said it was over. Let the attorney speak. It's really quite amusing. Just established that the victim wasn't scheduled to sing. We then led to a new question, right? What question would that be, Miss Bloom? It's a pretty obvious one, so I'm not surprised you haven't noticed it yet. Hey! That was subtly harsh. Oh. Important question the schedule raises this. Why was the victim, Miss Wolf, already dead or at the casino? Act of Faith. Didn't you say something earlier about Miss Wolf singing at the casino? Yeah, I did, but it was just what it was what exactly, Detective? Well, it was kinda a little bit, I guess? I guess. Huh. Buddy. Seriously? That, Detective Faith, is strike 2. One more and you can consider yourself unemployed. But... Damn. Miss Bloom, what exactly does all this mean? Misty wasn't on the schedule, but she was still at the casino. Your Honor, the question we should be asking is why? Why was the victim at the Lucky Stars casino at all, if she wasn't there to sing? There could be any number of reasons. Perhaps Miss Wolf forgot something at the casino and went back to get it. That's impossible. Miss Wolf had seen the schedule, remember? She wouldn't come knowing Ben would be there. At least according to your backwards logic. So you can make a coherent argument after all. Tell me something then. Why do you think that victim went to the casino that night? Surely there was a reason for it. Well, I think... drawing a total blank here. The answer to that question is... something that exists. Probably. Well done, Cassie. If the defense can't come up with an explanation, this trial's as good as finished. It's been that way for quite a while, if you ask me. Okay, Ben. Detective Faith. What's up? Your testimony earlier. I still think there's something there worth looking at. If you guys could revise it for me, I need to ask a few more questions. I think that's acceptable, but be warned. One more lie out of Mr. Bloom, and I'm calling this trial off. Understood. Liars are just as bad as killers, you know. Well... I don't think that's exactly a healthy, never mind. Yeah, we're not gonna touch that. Mr. Bloom, Detective Faith, amend your testimony to reflect this new information. Will do, Your Honor. Don't forget, Detective. 2 strikes. So I saw her that night. Pink ribbon, which I knew belonged to Misty. The casino's reported seeing her. Just missed her. Not possible. Ooh. New statement from both people. I don't want to think he's lying, but he's telling the... Yeah. He's mistaken. He didn't see what he thought he saw. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, new information. The ribbon alone was enough to make you think that the woman was the victim. Can anyone wear a pink ribbon? Ah, that one. Misty and I were dating for 8 months, Cass. Definitely recognized it. Okay, then how about the fact that the ribbon was found in the victim's pocket? Do you have any idea why she might have taken it off? None, sorry. Thanks for nothing. I guess Buddy's new statement is more interesting. Detective Faith just added this statement. What exactly do you mean, Detective? This is the first I've heard of this. Maybe this will teach you to quit doubting the police, eh? That goes for you too, Mr. Von Karma. You understand my heavy skepticism here. Anyway, I know nobody could have pretended to be the victim because I interviewed the floor manager. You did? I'm trying to pop your belief. I know how to do my job. That shrug, though. Anyway, she said that at 8 o'clock, everyone was accounted for. Everyone who was supposed to be on the floor was there, and everyone else was in the hallway. Impressively thorough for a man of your lacking talents. So at 8, all the casino employees were where they were supposed to be. It seems a little odd. Well, clearly let's press further. Detective, didn't Ben leave the floor around 8 to follow the victim to the hallway? Are you saying he was still accounted for at that time? Oh, I guess not. That was a couple of minutes after 8 anyway. Then, in theory... anyone else could have moved freely just after 8. And as usual, Detective, your work proves useless. So you think that the person Mr. Bloom saw wasn't the victim, but somebody else? That's still not possible, Miss Bloom. Nobody left the hallway. You say people were entering freely, like the defendant. They didn't take note of who. As for folks who left, though, they'd say nobody could have. That's kind of a weird surveillance policy. Alright, enough talk. I'm gonna get anywhere. I need to kill the suspect. Detective, I believe that somebody did indeed pose as the victim. Could have been, witness, another employee, or the floor manager. Clearly it was the floor manager, but let's see the witness. If I'm not mistaken, the witness you've called for today is a young woman. Wouldn't she resemble the victim from the back? A witness? You mean Miss Gamble? She's got dark hair, doesn't she? Do we know a Miss Gamble? We do know a Miss Gamble. Yeah, she's a dealer. She's got dark hair, doesn't she? Still, it couldn't have been her. According to her, she was in the hallway the whole time. She was the one who saw the defendant with the body, remember? Well, I'd like you to include that in your testimony, then. Sure thing? Ooh, new testimony. Wait, as Miss Gamble was in the hallway when the shift started. She is on the schedule, though. Which is weird. So who told you that? Well, she did, but... Let me guess. You don't believe her story. Don't forget who bears the burden of proof. Attorney? Trust me, there's no way that's gonna happen. And besides, she couldn't have left the hallway, remember? Only one thing's going to get through to them. Solid evidence. Okay, we got a lot of new shit. Okay, wanna... I just wanna... Everyone else was in the hallway. Elements after 8. In theory, everyone else gonna move freely. Nobody left the hallway. People were entering freely, they didn't take note of who. Folks who left, they said nobody could have. Nobody could. That is a weird surveillance policy. Oops. I didn't save after that. I didn't actually save after that, that's my bad. Oh shit. I think the fact that she was on the schedule means that we need to present the schedule. Let's actually save here and present the schedule. So, are we just not looking at the evidence anymore, or what? You're awesome, Cassie. Why, I'm afraid I don't understand defense. You would malign this court's good reputation. Have you no common decency? Detective Faith, the witness, Miss Gamble. Is her first name Roletta? It was something weird like that. Roletta, yeah. I think that was it.
Objection!
Surely this witness's name is irrelevant. What are you even claiming, attorney? You've lost us all. No one could have posed as the victim. No one.
Objection!
I could direct everyone's attention back to the employee schedule. I think you all noticed something quite interesting. A name second from the bottom. Look familiar? Roletta Gamble. Dealer. But that's... According to this, Miss Gamble is a dealer at Lucky Star's casino. That means she would have had to have been on the casino floor at 8 o'clock. Bah! We no definitive proof that she was out on the floor at all. So she failed to do her job. We're not here to judge the witness's punctuality.
Objection!
You haven't already forgotten what the detective said, have you? Everyone on the floor was accounted for at 8 o'clock. So she could have, in theory. She was out on the floor, and she claimed to be in the hall, but she had to move from the floor to the hall. What? Busted! I think we just found us a reason to call her. Oh, you're saying? You're saying? What are you saying? Best thing about it is we get to hear this jazzy tune again. You're telling me Miss Gamble is a dealer? You told me she was a waitress. Whoa! You know for certain where she was at 8 o'clock. On the casino floor, ready to deal cards. This is absurd. Witness's location makes absolutely no difference. Cass, you really think that the person I saw was the witness? I think if it was, then it's pretty clear how things went down. I'm just bobbing my head to this music. Hell yeah. The victim, Miss Wolf, was dead before 8. Witness stole the pink ribbon off the corpse and wore it out to the floor. When my client saw her and followed her, she went back to the scene of the murder in order to lure him into a setup. This is the most absurd theory I've ever heard. How would the witness have any idea that Mr. Bloom would recognize the ribbon? How would she know he knew the victim at all? If she knew her... Well, I obviously think the witness knew the victim personally. Then do you claim Miss Gamble is Miss Wolf's true murderer? I don't want to say anything for sure until I've talked to her. Judging from how she lied to Detective Faith, I'd say it's very possible. Bailiff, have this ribbon tested for fingerprints. If the witness's prints are found on it, the defense's theory will be proven. In the meantime, I believe a recess is in order. Mr. Von Karma, please prepare your witness. You will hear her testimony when court reconvenes. Understood. I shall have the witness ready in 20 minutes at most. Cass, you. Thank you. Don't celebrate yet, Ben. It's not over. We got this far. I think that even that's something to be grateful for. We got this far. Further than you ever got, Dad. Yeah. With that, the court is now in purple attorney. I'm sure you're very proud of this theory of your purple attorney. We've graduated from just attorney in his eyes. We're now purple attorney. I shall enjoy tearing it to shreds. It's fuchsia. Is that all you had to say? Oh, staring into the face of the devil and fucking... She is not impressed. What a badass. Actually, my objection is for the detective over there. Me, sir? You believed a witness's blatant lie, even in the face of clear contradicting evidence. I say that qualifies for strike 3, no? Oh, wait, sir, you don't... Prosecutor, surely you're not serious about this. Think I'm simply making a joke? Perhaps you'd like to hear the testimonies of the last 5 detectives I've fired. And Mr. Karma, with respect, I just don't think it was his fault. Silence! You're bad, detective. Hand it over immediately. Oh, I can't. I told my mom I was gonna. I did not ask you to speak. Everyone makes mistakes, Mr. Von Karma. Why, I hand out incorrect verdicts all the time. That's not something to be proud of, Judge. None of you understand. Terminating the detective is my choice to make. Mine alone. I require no second opinions. He is solely at fault and should be punished as such. Why did I do that? You're yelling out like that. It's not like me, is it? Doesn't matter. You can't just stand here and watch this happen. You're wrong, Von Karma. You're wrong. For that, Detective Faith, you'll... I'm sorry. Did someone say something? I don't really care whether you listen to me or not. But, Your Honor... Yes? What is it? Remember what Mr. Von Karma just said? Detective Faith is solely at fault, according to him. Miss Bloom? Except that's not true. There's someone else at fault here. Yes, the witness lied. We already know that. I'm not talking about the witness. I'm talking about... Are we gonna blame Von Karma? We're gonna blame Von Karma. I'm talking about you, Von Karma. Who else? What, you forgot already? I'm not a criminal lawyer. I'm a civil one. They started us off with procedure and paperwork, not investigations and cross-examinations. That means I'm pretty damn read up on what a prosecutor is supposed to do. Well, me too, at least. I used to be. Detective Faith's job is to gather evidence and testimony. Making sure it's all consistent is your job. You. Jesus, dude. Holy fuck. Goddamn. Prosecutor, are you okay, or... am I still fired? Bloom. I suppose I did think that name sounded familiar. Tell me, are you related to a William Bloom? He's my father. Ordinarily, I can't be bothered to remember defense attorneys, but I recall that man clearly. Every time we met, he would enter the courtroom dejected, filled with despair. He would try his best to stand up for incompetent idiots like that detective. And he would inevitably come up with some new brilliant idea, ready to turn the case around. Till it came crashing down around him, as it always did. And he always came back for the next case. He was a fool. You remind me of him. Detective Faith, you are free to go. Pray you do not work with me again. Yes, sir. Okay, I think that's quite enough. Please get out of here before anyone else gets fired. Court is now in recess. I can... Love this girl. She's fantastic. Well, that was something. Something? Cass, you were amazing in there. You objected to the pointy finger and everything? Ben, please. Yeah, no thanks to you, you lying jerk. Why did you go up there and try to hide the truth? You knew I was gonna find it. Cut me a little slack, though. The ribbon hadn't been found at all. You finally went with your gut and told everyone about it. Things were fine. Yeah? I guess so. I mean, look at me. I've been going with my gut all day. Probably the only reason we've gotten this far. You always know the most comforting things to say. I'm serious, idiot. And once I slowed down to think in there, well, it wasn't good. Yeah, on karma, huh? And even the man himself, really. Just everything my dad used to say about him. I almost forgot Uncle Bill was a lawyer. He still is, technically. He's just living out an early retirement in a bar somewhere. Oof. Everything he told me about Manfred von Karma. He'd met a man who was the embodiment of hatred and evil, he said.
and so selfish and uncaring that he put his talents to use sending innocent people to jail. My dad used to win cases. He was skilled, respected, successful. Then Von Karma showed up. One day he just arrived here from somewhere in Germany. Since then, my dad lost every case he took on. I think he was scared of Von Karma. Terrified, even. Every day he told me everything about the demon in the blue coat. I think he wanted me to be scared, too. Constant losses in court destroyed my dad, of course. Been drowning his sorrows more or less ever since. He never wanted me to be a lawyer. It wasn't just law that he warned me about. The way my dad described it, there were tons of Von Karmas out there. Everywhere. That's a scary thought. Soulless monsters, he said. They're all around us. I know, right. His answer was to give up. Wow. I guess I haven't figured out what mine is yet. Cass, I'm really sorry. Don't worry about it. I got bigger things to focus on anyway. Right. The case. Witness, Miss Roletta Gamble. Have you met her before? Nope. Well, I've heard the name. I think Misty might have mentioned her. Those two knew each other. Our case is a whole lot more plausible. All riding on whether her prints are on the ribbon. If they aren't, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Yeah. No pressure though, right? And hey, Ben, about those employee records Von Karma pulled out. You sure you really weren't stalking Misty, right? Oh, come on, Cass. You know I wouldn't do something like that. That's not very comforting, but... Was I sad that she left? Yeah, of course. Of course I was, but it was her choice. Right. Sorry. I've just been worrying about everything lately. Don't stress. We'll get through this. That should be my line. By the way, I almost forgot, but did you drop something here before the trial? Drop something? What do you mean? Right as you're walking into the courtroom, I noticed something on the ground. This poker chip. I think it's got blood on it. Tell me this isn't yours? I've never seen that thing before. Hey, you're the defendant, right? Huh? Yeah, that's me. I have strict orders to come with us. What? What? What did I do? Think they tell me? Look, kid. Just don't cause any trouble and come quietly. Oh, that's concerning. Okay. If you say so. Looks like this is goodbye for now, Cass. Hold on a second. What the hell do you think you're doing, buddy? This is my client. I'm not doing this right now, okay? Just come with me, kid. Hey, wait. What? Hey! What the hell? Every time, I swear to God. At the very least, it seemed like he didn't know anything about this thing. I wonder why they're dragging him back there anyway. Couldn't be Von Karma's work, could it? That is very concerning. Every time I look at that stupid poker chip, I get this weird feeling in my stomach. I just have to keep reminding myself, doing this to help Ben, and to prove Dad wrong. I'm a lawyer, damn it. Maybe even a good one. And expose Miss Gamble's lies. I'm gonna beat Von Karma. I'm gonna do what you couldn't. This would be a really awful punch in the gut if this trial ended. Canonically, with us losing to Von Karma. Okay, just us. Court is back in session for the trial of Benjamin Bloom. I assume the prosecution and defense are ready to continue? I suppose. I apologize for my earlier outburst. Not the detective deserves an apology, because he doesn't. Yeah, I'm ready, Your Honor. I guess. Defense, where is your client? The bailiff hauled him off just a minute ago. Kinda figured you'd know something about it. Ah, yes. I must confess I'm responsible for that. His presence here made things a little too unfair, wouldn't you agree? I knew it. Why did they just get away with everything? In any case, prosecutor, I
trust you've gotten the witness, Miss Gamble, ready. You think I would return here? Were I unprepared? Of course she is ready. Okay then. Are you trying to...
Objection!
Wait. Let a gamble. What? I was not finished. The results of the fingerprint test. The victim's pink ribbon. They just came back. And? Quickly, tell us the results. Moment of truth, Cassie. Ben may not be here to see it, but it's going to decide his fate. Know those prints will be there. That's what my gut told me, and trusting it is how I got here. The prints were not, in fact, there. The test turned up only 2 sets of prints. The victims. And Benjamin Bloom. Oh. Benjamin? What? Clearly not the swerve I was expecting, but defendant's fingerprints, and not the witnesses. The defense's theory has been proven wrong.
Objection!
Unless the witness is wearing gloves. Not yet. I mean, the witness could have been wearing gloves on the night of the crime. Right? Ha! I haven't heard a most pathetic counter-argument in years. How does it feel, attorney? You're finally experiencing what your father felt every day. Utter despair as everything you thought you'd proven collapses at your feet. This is utterly forged. Shut up, damn it. All of you just shut up. Your theory is looking less and less realistic, Miss Bloom. If you can't come up with an adequate alternate possibility, then...
Objection!
Miss Gamble was wearing gloves is a possibility. Not a very likely one, but... until there's proof that Miss Gamble couldn't have worn that ribbon. My theory is still possible. It's merely a hope. A delusion you refuse to let go of. Somehow managed to bluff your way through this entire trial, defense. I hope you can come up with something quickly. For your own sake. Mr. Onkarma, if you would please bring the witness to the stand. At present, she is under no suspicion from me. I ask only that she provide testimony. I don't need your permission, but yes, I shall call her up. I don't believe this. If Miss Gamble really didn't touch that ribbon, then what happened? Of course it wouldn't be that easy. Oh, hello. You called? Oh, hello. Your name and occupation, witness. There is no time to waste. My name's Roletta. I deal cards to lucky stars. It's a transitional period. Witness, you understand why you're here, correct? Is it not because I saw someone get killed? Sorry, but it's not. The detective in charge of this case alleges that you lied to him about your occupation. Don't make me laugh. That guy was dumber than a sack of bricks. $100 says he wasn't even listening when he was interviewing me. Well, that's not exactly how he made it sound. And who are you again? Great to see a fresh face here at the geriatrics convention. Oh, well then. I have a strange feeling that I was just insulted. My name's Cassandra. I'm Ben Bloom's defense attorney. Really? Wow, tough luck. I wouldn't wish a job like that on my worst enemy. I'm also his cousin. I happen to believe that he's innocent. Oh. So that's how it's gonna be then. He's already got people on his side. Then, you're acquainted with the defendant. Never met the guy. But Misty, she was a good friend. Enough talk. I believe it's time we heard your testimony, witness. Yes. You're quite right, Mr. Von Karma. Witness, please testify on what you saw that night. Sure. Whatever you say. There's something really strange about this girl. I don't know if she's the real killer. Something isn't right here. If we don't find out what it is, Ben and I are done for. I agree, Cassie. I agree. The murder. Oh boy. I started the night out on the casino floor. At 8, I was at my table. Business ended up being slow, so I headed to the hallway to relax for a bit. That's when I saw the defendant heading to the back room, see? That's weird, I thought. After a minute, I figured I should take a look inside, so I did. Suddenly I saw him pull the knife out of her pocket. Pull the knife out of her and run past me. Ooh. Well, damn. So you're saying you didn't witness the actual moment of the stabbing? It hardly makes any difference. Surely what the witness saw was just as damning. The guy dashed out. Everyone can attest to that. My theory's right. The victim was already dead before Ben walked in. Miss Quick Fingers here is feeding us lies. Defense, I will allow you this cross-examination. However, if you fail to find any supporting evidence in this testimony, you are aware of the consequences, correct? I am, Your Honor. Good. Go on, then. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting.